When it comes to sales and being in sales, why is the phrase sales is conversational so important, and how can it help you? This is an important question. I'm Scott Sylvan Bell. I'm coming to you live from Honolulu, Oahu on a perfect day to talk about sales and a perfect day to talk about you on video number 2,350 on this YouTube channel. And I get the chance to ride with salespeople a significant amount of time. I get a chance to work with them. And one of the things that happens that I see is there's really 4 phases for salespeople. And the first phase is gonna be over here. That's nervous and needy. That's not really understanding what the sales process is. The person might be new to sales. They might be uncomfortable with asking for the business. They might be new to using a script. They may not even be used to being coached. So as they talk to people, the vocabulary just doesn't happen. It doesn't flow. It doesn't feel right. There's a lot of ums, there's a lot of ahs, there's a lot of filler words. There's just a lot of just nervous energy overall with the buyer. And it takes a lot of patience on the person's listening part to go, all right, I get what you're trying to say and I get what you're trying to do. And if this is you, keep going, because it takes somewhere between, let's say 250 and 500 sales calls for you to get your feet underneath you and for things to feel comfortable. So we got nervous over here. And then the second stage is gonna be just okay. It's gonna be, let's say 500 to 1,000 sales calls. That means that you're used to having conversations. You can deal with most of the frequently asked questions. You can deal with most of the should ask questions. You have a little bit of confidence to the sales process. You have a good presentation, not super solid, but a good presentation, and you interact with people. And if you're like, hey Scott, that sounds like me. I feel like I'm kind of getting it. I'm kind of there. Well, it's probably gonna take somewhere roughly around, let's say 500 sales calls to 1,000 for things to get normal for you and for things to start feeling right. Okay, so that's what you get, 500 to 1,000 calls. So you got 250 to 500 right here for nervous, and then like, let's say 500 to 1,000 to start getting basic competency, okay? And then let's just say the next level of sales process that I see is where people start getting their legs underneath them, they get the flow of the conversation right, the interactions start going well, all the frequently asked questions can be asked, the salesperson's good with objections, they don't freak them out, they don't get nervous, they don't have problems with them, and you know, the interaction feels good. It's not all the way there yet, it feels good. And so the buyer looks and they go, hey, look, it seems like everything's good, it seems like everything's nice, it seems like things are fantastic, but it just seems like a little bit not perfect, just a little bit off, okay? So that's like stage number 3. And then stage number 4 is conscious competence. And this happens over time. This takes time, this takes energy, this takes a ton of effort. And so like what happens is most salespeople, they'll end up in 1 and they quit because they can't make it. They don't want to put in the hard work. They'll get to number 2 and they'll make an okay living. They find out that price matching and discounting is an okay way to make some money. Number 3 is where people start looking at the closer and going, how is it that this guy closes deals and how come he or she is so much better than me? And like in this rift in 3 and 4 is where you start really seeing the top 20% of salespeople. And 3 and 4 is where you see people who decided to stick in the game, make it a career, stick with an industry, and go for it and do everything they can to learn how to sell. And number 4, there's something pretty interesting about number 4, it's conscious competence. And so as they're having conversations with people, it doesn't feel like they're scripted. It doesn't feel like anything like is a sales call. It just feels like a conversation. And so a new salesperson will ride with them and they'll ride shotgun and they'll look and they'll go, I'm watching this sales guy and I swear I'm doing everything that he's doing or I'm doing everything that she's doing. It just feels like it's conversational. But see, this guy or this girl that's in stage 4 has done this thousands, if not tens of thousands of times. And so for them, it's not that big of a deal. So I've got over 2,400 YouTube videos or 2,350 YouTube videos as of right now today. You know, to put a camera in front of me, it's not that big of a deal. I've done it a ton of times. I've done it at least 3,000 times because I got a bunch of screw-ups. So for me, you put a camera in front of me, I'm like, oh, how much time do I get to talk? It's not really that big of a deal. I'll talk as long as you want me to. Stage number 4 is where most people look at a salesperson, they're like, that guy must be a liar, cheater, or a fraud because it's just so easy for him. He must be making stuff up or she must be making stuff up. And that's where some of the conflict comes because the guy or the girl who's stage 4 is looking this direction at people in 3, 2, and 1. It's going, how come you don't want to put in the work? How come you don't want to put in the effort? How come you don't want to put in the time? It's what I have to do, right? I'm good because I call people when I struggle. I'm good because I call and talk about calls that I couldn't close. I'm good because I paid for my own coaching. I'm good because I put in the time, the energy, and the effort. So here's the thing for you. Depending upon the stage that you're in, depending upon where you want to go, it's going to take time, energy, and effort. And for you to stay on top, You still have to practice. You still have to role play. You still have to do the things that people in 1, 2, and 3 are gonna do. And this is for the long term. The best people that I know at sales are always down to role play. The best people that I know at sales are always willing to call and go, hey, I ran into a weird situation. What do you think? The best people that I know in sales are more than willing to raise their hand when somebody goes, hey, I need help, okay? Those are the 4 stages of sales that you need to know because it really does help you out. There you go. Depending upon your stage, it's gonna depend upon what kind of help you need. You know, and you can explain it to your coach or to your mentor and say, this is where I think that I'm at, self-diagnose, and say, this is where I think I'm at. This is what I think that I'm having an issue with. I would love to be better at what I do. And then go from there. See, there you go. You got one thing to do from here, just one thing. Find the subscribe button. Click on it. Every time I send out a video, you'll get an update. This is Scott Bell Consultant, sent another fantastic video, probably from a cool location. Today, I'm on Oahu, but I'm on Oahu, but I'm in Honolulu. We'll see you soon. Thanks for dropping by. Aloha.